Good morning, Facebook and YouTube. What's up? Welcome into Mindful Movements this morning. Let's get the day started.
Stop spending 7 to 8 bucks.
Oh, that was loud. Sorry. I apologize. That was loud. I didn't have it set to go live yet on TikTok, so it had somebody to come in and said hi. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and go on TikTok now. And that way I don't have to do everything a million times. I'm going to flip my screen. Good morning. What's up, TikTok? How is everybody this morning? I've already mirrored it for you, Shell. I am on top of things this morning. On top of it. Good morning, everybody, and welcome into Mindful Movements. I'm Denise, and I love to encourage people to get up and move. That's what our bodies needs to do. And as someone that has been physically limited for longer than I want to say, I can tell you that yes, it may not feel good at first or while you're doing it, but it should help you feel better and feel stronger later. I always encourage you to reach out to your medical provider before you start any fitness or nutrition program. And the things that we do in here are not medical advice. They are just to give you some encouragement and some motivation and all the things to get you up and get you moving and get your day started. It's now giving me the option to share it out this morning. I'm going to just go ahead and share it out some. Let's throw in some shares. I don't know who all it's going to share to, but let's go. There we go. I just sent it out to a whole bunch of people, Shell, on TikTok. So if they come in, you can just give me a shout and let me know. All right. We have some extra special people with us today that are going to do it with us. Remember, we're going to go through our warm up. We will go through one round of the warm up, and then we will do our 2 exercises. I will show those again today. And then after that, we will have a little discussion of some of the importances and things like that. And I will also open up for questions if you have any questions about the exercises that we're doing. So I'm going to get up and move my chair out of the way so we can get this thing started. We're going to start out with those high knees. Remember, here you can also do a marching in place if you would rather do that. If you feel like it'll get you up and moving, move those arms, get that body going. We're going to do about 10 of these. I feel like I'm close to that. I lost count already, so I'm just going to go for a little bit longer. Then we're going to do those forward and backwards legs, arm swings. So we're going to circle 1, 2, 3, 4. And Rooster, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, this is the way that I was showing it right here. But when we go backwards, I'll show you the smaller circles, and then you can give that a try. If you do, let me know how it feels. If you decide not to, because you want to be more cautious, that's okay too. All right, we got that front swing. So now we're going to go side. I'm going to show the side because I want to show this reverse circle. So the reverse circle, you can go up like this, okay? Or you can just do this. You're still getting the motion in that shoulder. You're just not going above your head. So this is smaller circles. You're still moving it. You're still doing it. You're still doing all the things. You're just not doing this part of it, okay? All right. If you can do this, that's okay. But if you cannot, this is perfectly fine. And you can even go smaller. You can just do this. You're still, you can do it in front of your body. See how I'm doing this? I'm going to turn this way. So I'm doing this. I'm still rotating all the things. So you might want to try it in front of your body instead of going, because you're still going reverse. Your arms are still going backwards. They're just doing it right here in front of you rather than to your side and extending out that shoulder area. We're going to do those hip circles. I know that you probably do the sways instead of the circles, but if you give it a try, let me know. If you're trying this, if you're just joining me today and you're trying this, or you're really paying attention, go ahead and throw it in the comments. Say hi. Tell me hello this morning. I would love to say hi to you, especially if you're new in here with me. Remember, you're using your hips to do this. See, it's rotating everything around. Now we're going to go the other way. I am really not counting this morning, but I kind of know where my 10 mark is. You'll usually get a feel of it. And then if you go more than 10, it's okay. It is totally okay. All right. My ankles are cracking this morning. Woo-hoo. Wow. All right. Now we're going to do those bear hugs. We're going to go out and in. Squeeze. Every time my watch goes up, that's another count. 3. You're getting both those arms in there. 4. Welcome in, everybody that's just jumping in. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. We're just going over a little exercise, doing a little warm up. I'm going to show the 2 exercises for the week. And then once we do that, we will go over our little cool down. We only do 1 round on Wednesdays. We do a full flow on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we go over 1 round of all of these. And then we show the exercises. Friday's our combo day. So Friday, we will put the 2 exercises that we've talked about the week, and we'll put them into a combo. All right, we got forward and reverse leg swings. Here, remember, you're using that hip and that glute. You don't want to arch your back when you do this, so you don't want to swing that leg back to where you arch. You want it to be nice and comfortable. You want that hip doing all the work. You can go as high as you want to. If you have a goal to get higher, it's totally okay. We're going to go here. 1, 2. If you see, I am touching the wall. I'm not putting all my weight on the wall. I'm putting weight on that foot that's flat, and I'm touching the wall just to give me a little bit of balance. So if you need that, that is okay. A-okay. Oh, yeah, for sure. You feel it in your glutes. Oops, hold on. Let me go ahead and... All right, I had to turn that off. Okay, so today's exercise, or this week's exercise, was a hinge. We're going to do a hip hinge. So you're hinging from here all the way down. Your butt's going to go out a little bit. See how my butt goes out? I'm keeping my knees relaxed as I do this. We're going to go down, 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 hinge, and then come right back up. When you do this, you're going to feel this in your hamstrings a little bit as you go down. Keep those knees relaxed. You don't want to lock those knees out. You want to just go down, nice and relaxed. My back is straight. And then come back up using your back to bring you back up to the top. Down, down, down. I feel this in my hamstrings right here. And then right back up. See how I'm hinging forward? Ooh, just like this. And then back up. The other exercise that we had this week was the front arm raise. I like to just put my hand on my thigh right here, turn my fingers in so my palm is down toward the floor, and then you just go up, shoulder level, and then right back down. Right there, up and down. Now, I was explaining the other day that if you have a weight in your hand and you're trying to do these, and doing it this way is uncomfortable, turn that weight just like this. It changes the way it feels. So you're going to go up and then right back down. Remember, if you're holding a weight, control that down. You don't want that weight to just pull you down like that. You want to control it up and control it down. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and switch sides because now I need to even it out since I did it with weight. The weight, I like it to sit on my hamstring to get started. Up. See how it's nice and shoulder level, and down. Nice and controlled, nice and controlled. Take it slow. You do not need to rush through these. And down. Now, if you use it the other way and you want to switch your hand, you want to turn your hand. See, my palm is down, my hand is down now, or my thumb is down because it's wrapped around the weight. You want to turn it in just like this. So now my thumb is facing the wall away from me. So we're just going to go up and down. I still feel it the same way. I'm using my shoulder still to do this pull up and down. Now, if you have a weight in your hand, this is going to be above your hand, right? So you want your hand to be level with your shoulder, not the weight. So you're going to go up. You see how the weight is now above my shoulder. My shoulder is right here. See, right here. And my hand is nice and level to that. And right back down. Up and down. Just like that. So front raise. And then I totally lost my train of thought. The hip hinge. So remember, you hinge over, and then back up. Okay. So Friday, if you have any questions about this before we get started, you'll be able to ask any questions before we get started. I will go over them one more time before I combo them. And when we make them a combo, they'll flow right into a full exercise together. So, good morning, everybody. Oh, here, let's go ahead and do our stretches before I sit down. That'll give you plenty of time to think of any questions that you might have. So, for our stretches, we're going to go down, all fours, tabletop position. Okay. We've been doing cat-cow. That's going to be our first one. Stretch that spine. And then you're going to go up. Your head goes up, 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 like you're looking at the ceiling. And then you're going to go down. Last one. Remember, every time you do this, give that spine a little bit more of a stretch. That means you're looking down. Your chin is going more toward your chest. And then your head is going up toward the ceiling. Okay. We're going to do one of our favorites. We're going to do that figure 4. This is a hamstring stretch. Body straight. You're leaning over toward the leg that is straight. Remember, if you need to change this a little bit, you can always slide that foot under your knee if you need to take that knee off the floor and give yourself a little release so it's not so tight on that hamstring. You can always adjust pretty much any exercise or stretch that you do. You can adjust for your body. We're going to go over. So when I say give your knee a little rest, if you do it straight, your leg is completely straight, not locked, just straight. And then when you go down, you're going to feel a little bit more pressure on your hamstring when you do this, okay? So if you want to release a little pressure, push up on that heel, and it's going to loosen that knee up. See how my knee came off the floor a little bit? It takes a little bit of tension off that hamstring as you do it. If you want to feel it more, keep that leg flat on the floor, toes toward your nose, and then you're going to feel it all the way down. Just like that. And then you're just reaching for your toes. If you can't reach your toes, reach your calves. If you can't reach your calves, go to your knee. It's okay. Find your happy place. We'll do the torso stretch or twist or spinal twist, whichever one you want to call it. My right leg is going over my left leg, staying bent with my foot on the floor. Taking my left hand, going to my right knee. Now you're going to the other side of your knee because you want to feel that pressure against your leg. If you can't get your elbow there, it's okay. Just kind of tug with your hand if that's what you need to do. Just like that. And then I'm turning toward you. So I'm twisting my body a little bit, keeping my posture up, So I feel this everywhere. I'll switch sides. I'm going to cross that leg over. See how my foot is on the floor? And then I'm rotating my body toward the wall away from me. So I'm rotating my body toward my knee that is up. You're going to feel this in your glute. You may feel it a little bit in your outer thigh, and you're going to feel it a little bit in your back. Just like that. Last one we'll do is the child's pose this morning. So we're going to be on all fours. You're going to drop your butt toward your feet, and then you're going to stretch your arms out as far as they can go, getting your chin toward the floor or your forehead toward the floor. Stretch as far as you can as you go. Take nice deep breaths when you're doing this, and relax your body as you breathe. Here we go. All right. If you have any questions about any of those exercises that we just did or the stretches, please feel free to ask. Whew. Feel free to ask. If you gave this a try, let me know in the comments. Let me know. All righty. So I like to talk a little bit about these things as we do it on Wednesdays. I like to have a little bit of a discussion. Remember, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I will be leaving early this morning. I will be done by 8 a.m. If there's any questions, make sure that you've got those questions in there. So as soon as the discussion is finished, and if there's no questions, then we will move on so I can go ahead and close out. So I like to tell people that when you're doing these, make sure that you do these movements. And you continue with repetition. You continue with consistency with all of those things, because the more you do them, the more familiar you get with them, and the more confidence you build in them. So that familiarity, it reduces that hesitation as you're doing it. It gets you to where you're like, okay, I can do this. And then you get that muscle memory in there and you start moving, and it gives you that confidence that you can do it on your own without that hesitation. And so it definitely helps when you're doing these moves. It builds that familiarity. It reduces the hesitation, and it also builds confidence as you do the repetition. So remember that and think about that as you're doing these. The more you do it, the better you're going to feel about continuing with them on your own. So also remember that confidence does not always come from doing more. It comes from doing it over and over again. And you get used to it, and your muscles get used to it. So as you did these exercises, if you did these exercises with me today, did anything feel a little easier today than it did on Monday? Did it change? Did you have something that you weren't quite so sure about on Monday and then today? We've been doing a lot of things that are consistent, right? So we're doing the same warm up every day. We're doing the same cool down every day. We've done this every day since April. So yes, consistency is key. It will get easier to do. So if you've been in here with me all month and you've been doing these warm ups and these cool downs, are you getting more comfortable with them? Are you getting more familiar with them? Is it building your confidence that you can do these by yourself? Remember, That's right. It's a habit. That's right, Shell. And habits, you have to continue doing them. You have to repeat them for them to become a habit. They don't happen overnight. Habits do not happen overnight. And you need to keep these movements simple. Simple does not always equal easy. It's controlled. It's more it's more of that controlling the movement and getting your body ready. That's perfect. I love that. I love to hear that you're incorporating all of these things that you're learning in here into your routine. More exercises don't always mean better results. Remember that. So if you're doing these warm ups and these cool downs, we're only doing a few things. I'm not, whenever I come in here, we don't do 20 or 30 different things because I feel like if you do more than a few things, you're going to get overwhelmed. It's going to become harder. Just because you do a few things does not mean that you're getting less results. It means that you can focus on those and get better at them, get more confident with them. And that can also mean better results. Harder also doesn't always mean more effective. That's right. It's not quantity. It's not. It's quality is definitely the key. It's very, very important. So pay attention to the moves that you're making and focus on slowing them down, keeping them controlled, and seeing how they feel. If you rush through something, your muscles may not be doing what they're supposed to be doing. So, simple movement done well builds more strength than complicated movements being rushed. And if you think about it, if you really pay attention to it, if it's something that you're not 100% sure about, do you obviously if you're not 100% sure about it, you may be doing it wrong. You're probably speeding through it thinking that the faster you do it, the better it's going to be. But that's not always the case. I always recommend slowing things down, getting familiar with your form, with your movement, and all the things before you try to do more, whether that be faster or more reps or more weight. I always recommend that you pay attention to those. So, when you're doing these, do you feel more in the controlled way when you keep those things simple? That's right. That's right. That is right. Placement of your feet, placement of your arms, placement of your hands. And I even showed a bunch of different things this morning, like we were talking about those arm circles. I had someone to say that it bothers their shoulder when they go backwards. So I showed a couple of extra ways to do that that might take a little bit of more of the pressure off those shoulders when they're doing them. So it doesn't always mean doing it exactly like the paper says. I'm just going to say it that way because in the book, it said to do it this way. Not everybody can do it that way. So think about it that way. We're not cookie cutters. We are not all the same. And sometimes we have to just make those little adjustments for us. And that's okay. Doing those modifications, changing it, making it a little different for you, making it work for you. That's what you have to do. Make it work for you. So, do you feel like you're starting to trust the movements a little bit more? I know that I have a lot of people that are doing these with me now, whether they're doing them while we're live or they're doing them through the replays. I know that there are people who are doing it because I'm getting people commenting and questioning and asking questions about things. Oh, absolutely. Oh, that is a perfect. I love that. And I'm going to read that out loud. Never be hard on yourself. Be proud of yourself for the movements you're making. I love that. I love that. I, and I am 100% that way. And I'm not going to say that we don't sometimes beat ourselves up because we're human, right? It happens. But if you look at the good things, if you look at the positive things of what you're doing, it's different. I did yesterday, if anybody has watched my reels or my stories, yesterday I mowed the grass. Now, it took me probably an extra hour to mow the grass because I have to slow it down and I have to listen to my body. But I mowed the grass. I love to mow the grass. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel productive. It makes me feel like I'm doing something. It makes me feel strong. So even though it took me an hour and a half to do it, I still do it. That's right. You might start rough, but the more consistent you are, the better you feel and the more confident you get. That's right. And so you see those things as I get to do this. I still get to do this today. I get to lift my arm today. I know that some of you can't circle that arm the way we were doing, but you get to move your fingers. You might be just doing wrist circles, right? Make it work for you. Get that body moving a little bit. There's going to be a day at some point in all of our lives that there's certain things that we're not going to be able to do. Yeah, no questions dumb. That's right. There's definitely no questions are dumb. And I get some questions for sure. I get some questions. So we did the hip hinge and we did the front raise. So know that the reason that I do these, all the exercises that I focus on are for real life. When we hinge, we bend, we pick up things. Sometimes you bend over to pick up things. You need to pay attention to the way that you're moving and doing the things that you're doing. The front raise, we do that because you're reaching, you're lifting. And when we combo those, you could be reaching down to grab something that has to go above your head. Pay attention to those things as you're doing that. So if you're reaching into a cabinet or if you had to reach to the floor, say you're picking up groceries and they're on the floor, you have to pick it up and you have to put it above your head into the cabinet. That may be a reaction that you do. This movement might actually help you make those movements without hurting yourself. Posture and movement are so important as we age. It's even more important as we age if we have physical limitations of any sort or if we have chronic pain of any sort, because we need to be able to pay attention to those things because you never know what it's going to do. So, have you noticed anything feeling easier in your day to day after movement? I know that I've had a few comments that yes, it does, because I have somebody that's in here right now with me, and he has said that he's going to start coming in here every day because he has noticed the changes that it's making in him. Absolutely. I feel better after I do something. And it may not be a great hard workout or a big workout or a lot of things, but it's moving. So if you can move, and even if you cannot move as much as you would want to that day, you did something. It's going to help you, and you're going to get to do a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And don't hold it against yourself if you don't get to do extra one day. That was me. I was like that last week. All last week. It was so difficult for me to do a full workout, but I still went there. I still did it. I still did something. I made myself go. That's right. Don't overwhelm yourself. It's very important. So, don't chase harder. Don't add more on yourself too soon. And allow the simple stuff to be enough for a little while. And then you'll get better. You'll grow. You'll feel better. You don't have to make it harder For it to be working. Please remember that. If you don't hear anything today, hear that. You don't have to make it harder for it to be working. That's right. Slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady. So, if you guys have any questions now about the 2 exercises that we went over, or any of the exercises that we did, the warm up, the cool down stretches, if you have any questions about any of that we've done this morning, there's no dumb questions. Feel free to ask questions and I'll answer them as best as I can. And if it's something that I cannot answer right now, I will get back to you. I will get you an answer. And it might be an answer through a video. So you never, ever know. So if you have any questions about that, go ahead and ask now. And I will give I'll give a couple minutes for comments. And if any of you are commenting on Clapper, there is nothing coming through this morning. So if anybody's made any comments over there, I am not seeing anything. All I see is what I put up this morning. So it might be a glitch. I do respond. So there's a comment over here on TikTok that says she does respond if you send her messages. If you send me a message that is related to an exercise or a health, what am I trying to say? Health matter. It doesn't have to be nutrition, but if you have a question about an exercise, I will get back to you. And most of the time it might not be a reply, but I will let you know in the message if I'm going to do it as a piece of content or if it's going to be direct to you. I will definitely respond. I don't like to leave people hanging when it comes to that. So if you have questions, please, please, please feel free to ask. And don't feel like you have to ask them in here. If it feels better to ask in the messages or DMs, that's okay too, because I do check my DMs. It may take me a little while to get back to you, but I will get back to you. Oh, thank you. Some type of way. Oh, that was nice, Shell. Thanks for saying that, because I definitely feel like I'm different. I feel like I see things in a different way. So I appreciate that. All right. Well, Friday we'll bring both of these exercises together into that one movement combo. And remember, same movements equals just putting in a little more control, right? We're keeping those together and controlled. So if anything stood out to you today, please throw it in the comments. If you enjoyed this, please like, love, share, send me out to people, tag somebody and let them know that I'm here whenever you see me in here. If I can help them, I would love to. Some trainers say train harder and make you feel bad for not being able to do so. Yeah. I'll use an example quickly while I wait to see if anybody else comments or says anything. I worked with she was considered quadriplegic. She could still do a little bit of things, but she was in a wheelchair. But she worked really, really hard. And I remember her coming to me and she said, "You make me feel more human without making me feel dumb." And it just made me feel so good because she said that she had this one person, and the coach literally told her she could do a handstand. And she was like, do you see me? And he literally was yelling at her, "You can do this, you can do this." And that stands out to me a lot, there are trainers out there like that. Not all trainers are like that, but there are trainers out there that like that. And if they don't understand, not saying that that's a bad thing, because I know trainers that they've never been hurt, they've never had any sort of pain or anything like that. They don't understand that modifications do need to be done. Now, they do basic modifications, but it doesn't always go for what everybody else exactly or weak. Aw, thank you. Aw, thank you. No, absolutely. If you have to modify, you're definitely not weak. You need to, I think that's a strength. If you know that you need to modify, that means you're listening to your body first off. And then you are working with it so you can make it better. Modifications never mean you're weak. I never would feel like that would make you weak. So remember, you can modify, you can change it. And if it's too, if there's something going on that's showing you and your body's saying, oh, wait a minute, definitely stop it. You can always change it and modify it, but don't try to keep pushing your body through something that you're feeling. So modifications are definitely not a weakness. So all right. Well, I've had no other questions to come in this morning. Thanks everybody for being here. I think it was a good session today. TikTok, thanks for being here. Remember, like, love, share, and do all the things. There is, hold on, I'm going to look at something because I see. I'm looking on TikTok for a second, guys. Huh. Okay. Anyway, thanks for being here. Remember, this is your journey. You do not have to do it alone. See you next time. TikTok's out.
Says Starbucks for brown sugar shake espresso when you can make it at home.
Sorry. I'm going to end on Facebook and YouTube. See you, Facebook, YouTube. Have a great day. Remember, if you are watching the replay, #replay. #replay. Let me know you're watching the replay. Thanks so much. Have a good day. See ya.